This is the Q1 update from the North Yorkshire Safeguarding Adults Board for the local safeguarding partnerships. This slide sets out the strategic priorities for the North Yorkshire Safeguarding Adults Board for 2021 to 2023. The priorities build on the work that has already been carried out by the board and its partners and will be reviewed throughout the period of 21 to 23. There are 4 priorities, and these are to reconnect with communities in North Yorkshire to raise awareness and develop strategies to address and reduce the risk of abuse, to ensure multi-agency safeguarding policies and procedures are in line with best practice now and in the future, to ensure a stronger partnership approach and accountability for the prevention of abuse, and to ensure that the North Yorkshire Safeguarding Adults Board is able to effectively adapt and respond to wider contextual changes affecting adult safeguarding. This includes things such as the implementation of the Liberty Protection Safeguards, Mental Health Act review, leader implications, as well as things such as the local government restructure and the implementation of the integrated care systems. We will also be looking at things such as learning from SARS and much more. In our commitment to be a fully accessible and inclusive Safeguarding Adults Board, we have produced accessible versions of our strategic priorities, and these include a plain English public-facing document, a one-page graphic, and an easy read version. There is also an audio version in easy read. We hope that by having accessible documents that people who live, work and volunteer in North Yorkshire will not only have a clearer understanding as to what the board wants to achieve, but also what these priorities mean for them. To view and download the versions highlighted on this slide and also to access the audio version, please visit the link on this slide. We also ask that you please share these throughout your organisations, networks and communities. Thank you. Accessible information means information, communications and key messages are in a format that people can understand. The Accessible Information Standard is a law that states certain organisations have a legal obligation to provide accessible information, and examples of these organisations include health bodies such as GPs, dentists, hospitals and clinics, and also care providers like councils and care homes. It is good practice for other organisations such as council departments, colleges and workplaces to also provide information in a format that people can understand. And accessibility of information is something that the North Yorkshire Safeguarding Adults Board not only carries out and develops itself, but also encourages its statutory and non-statutory partners to do and promote. North Yorkshire County Council are working in partnership with Healthwatch York and Healthwatch North Yorkshire to ensure that more people are getting health and care information that they need in a format that they can access. And they want to hear about people's experiences, good or bad, and are inviting people to complete a survey to share their feedback. Links to the surveys, including an easy read version and British Sign Language format, are available on the North Yorkshire Safeguarding Adults Board website, and the link to which is on this slide. The dates for completion dates are the 22nd of March for the online survey and the 22nd of April for the paper version. There is also going to be a survey for providers due shortly, and we will share this and details on our website. If you would like more information, you can visit the Healthwatch website, and there is a link to this also on this slide. Thank you. Consultation is taking place on the proposed changes to the Mental Capacity Act Code of Practice, which includes guidance on the new Liberty Protection Safeguard System. This consultation is also seeking views on the LPS regulations which will underpin the new system. The Government is consulting on a number of documents. These can be found on the Government website and the link to which is on this slide. It is asked that senior management, strategic leads and practitioners take part in this consultation, and so we ask that where appropriate and relevant that this link is shared by members of the LSPs. It's also important that people who access our services, their families and carers have the opportunity to also take part in this consultation, and to help them with this it's just as important that they have access to information that is accessible to them to support them and guide them through this consultation. An easy read version of the consultation is available again on the government website, and there is a link on this slide that we would ask LSP members to share where appropriate throughout their networks and communities. Consultation closes at 11:45 p.m. on the 7th of July 2022. Following thematic analysis of the Safeguarding Adult reviews published by the North Yorkshire Safeguarding Adults Board between 2012 and 2021, the Learning and Review subgroup has been tasked with auditing learning identified within these reviews to ensure changes in practice have been embedded and long-term changes being sustained by relevant agencies. A task and finish group, which is managed through the Policies, Practice Development and Legislation subgroup, identified a preferred multi-agency audit tool, and work is now underway to finalise the tool. The themes that were identified through the SAR thematic analysis have been transposed into the audit tool, and a recommendation was made to the PPGL subgroup in January that an audit is completed every 2 months, subject to review. The LAR subgroup will be required to monitor the audits to ensure learning is evidenced within the audits.
The North Yorkshire Safeguarding Adults Board has many resources, such as our 1-minute guides, our accessible Keeping Safe resources, links to training, and links to the North Yorkshire Safeguarding Adults Board procedures, all available on our website, and the links to these are on this slide. You can also keep up to date with the work of the board by accessing our newsletter via our website. You can follow us on Twitter, and you can also visit our website where we update regularly on our key areas of work and focus.
North Yorkshire Community Safety Partnership update. Community safety partnerships are under a statutory duty to work together to reduce reoffending, tackling crime and disorder, tackling antisocial behaviour and undertaking domestic homicide reviews. Community Safety Partnership for North Yorkshire has agreed the following priority areas for 2018 to 22: partnership development, community safety hubs, domestic abuse including scoping sexual violence and trauma, serious and organised crime including early intervention and prevention, hate crime, and domestic abuse update. Domestic abuse safe accommodation strategy. This was published on the 5th of January, which is a statutory duty under the Domestic Abuse Act. From here, we are working to commission the following pieces of work utilising national funding provided by the Department for Levelling Up and Housing. To commission an external provider to undertake a joint NYCC and CYC deep dive strategic needs assessment. We undertook this process internally last year, but this did not provide the clarity needed to really understand our cohort of minority male complex need groups and how we shape our services to provide parity across the whole demographic. Develop a central multi-agency training provision for domestic abuse awareness through our external or existing providers across NYCC and CYC. We have pockets of education pieces and awareness provided by different providers across the various agencies, but there is an ambition to enhance this offer across the authorities to those front-facing staff in order to build confidence and ensure the right trauma-informed language is used when supporting victims and survivors of domestic abuse. Safe houses for victims and survivors of domestic abuse. NYCC will be commissioning the Domestic Abuse Housing Alliance, seen nationally as the benchmark standard that will deliver safe housing provision across North Yorkshire, taking into account the policies and training across housing providers are in place. This is a significant piece of work to undertake and will involve creating capacity within the housing sector to deliver across the various housing stock owners that districts and borough councils hold. NYCC will support delivery financially and with the creation of a role to coordinate the support providers as we move forward to April 2023. NYCC and City of York are providing additional funding to existing contract provider for domestic abuse services, namely IDAS, into their single front door IDAS hub. This will ensure a speedier service for victims and survivors and professionals requesting support from IDAS. NYCC are working with Gypsy Roma traveller site owners across North Yorkshire to pilot a domestic abuse support function on the ground for these communities that we hope will be delivered by the community for the community. North Yorkshire Domestic Homicide Review. Each domestic homicide results in an overview report which must be published. These reports set out the context in which a domestic violence-related death occurs and makes recommendations for services to improve practice. The executive summary for Emma has now been published, and this is available on the link provided below. This summary outlines the process undertaken by the North Yorkshire Community Safety Partnership Domestic Homicide Review Panel in reviewing the homicide of Emma, who was a resident in the area. Hate crime and community cohesion update. A Community Tensions Roundtable event was held on the 11th of March at the City of York. This was open to North Yorkshire County Council, the 7 districts, City of York Council and statutory partners, and looking at responding to emerging community tensions related to asylum, accommodation, anti-migrant activity. The workshop provided a baseline understanding of current anti-migrant activism across the UK and also gave attendees an opportunity to reflect on past responses to local anti-migrant activity, building on awareness of respective roles and responsibilities that officers and statutory partners have in mitigating the impact of anti-minority activity. This will be followed up with a further meeting with key partners and support the development of multi-agency guidance and community tensions awareness sessions for partners and communities. Other business. Safeguarding Week. Work is underway to prepare for a number of presentations for domestic abuse, ranging from supporting children affected by domestic abuse to the adult journey of the survivor. There will also be 1-hour awareness sessions on LGBT, which will cover the LGBT history and have a brief look at the pronouns and why people use them. Hate crime awareness will also be available, and this will look at the categories of hate crime, the definitions of hate crime and a hate crime incident, how to report hate crime, and also what support is available across the county. Prevent will look at recognising the signs of radicalisation and also touch on the referral process and case studies. Training. Domestic abuse training. North Yorkshire County Council, through our commissioned domestic abuse service provider, is supporting the Refugee Council in delivering domestic abuse awareness training across Scarborough and South Milford hotels who accommodate Afghan refugees. This has been developed after learning from an incident recognising gaps in knowledge process around staff on site. Idas and Haley, who is specialist in illegal cultural harm, will be supporting staff understanding and recognising domestic abuse and also provide awareness to the communities within these localities.
Contact details are provided on this slide. If you wish to email me any questions in relation to the information I've provided, please do so on leslie.gray@northyorks.gov.uk. Thank you for listening.
This is the North Yorkshire Safeguarding Children Partnership update for April 2022. The West Midlands Anti-Slavery Network have just launched 2 cultural information booklets for both Vietnamese and Albanian individuals. These are designed to be quick 10-minute guides that can be used by professionals, for example, roles such as police officers or health staff, interviewing a Vietnamese or Albanian national. More information will be on our website. Parents Against Child Exploitation, otherwise known as PACE, are doing a number of online sessions regarding safety and exploitation. These are online webinars for parents who want to increase their awareness of online safety and exploitation. The webinars will run on a Tuesday evening and will be between 6 and 7 p.m. The next group available begins on Tuesday the 10th of May at 6 o'clock. More information is supplied with this presentation. The MATE operational group currently has 2 task and finish work streams supporting work looking at focusing on non-victim blaming language around exploitation and hate crime. The first group is focusing on the language that we use around exploitation and hate crime to ensure that across the partnership we use non-victim blaming language. The multi-agency group has created a series of resources that will be shared with partners, which includes an appropriate language guide created by the Children's Society, as well as an NYSCP commitment to our use of language and an accompanying video so that managers can share with their teams in meetings, supervision or inductions. The resource pack should be ready to share with partners in early summer 2022. In the meantime, there is a language guide which is available on our website. Key multi-agency partners have been working closely with colleagues in data insight and analytical teams to identify what opportunities we have across a partnership to pull together a dynamic MACE dashboard that can facilitate and build upon the strategic and operational work of the partnership across child exploitation and associated vulnerabilities. This work is now starting to take shape and will enable a greater understanding of the themes and trends across child exploitation within North Yorkshire. If you want to find out more about this area of work, please contact the MACE lead, Emma Phillips, on the email on the slide. Throughout January, the MACE lead, Emma Phillips, and MACE review lead, Nigel Costello, have conducted a series of 7 MACE evaluation workshops, one within each of the 7 districts across North Yorkshire. This report is now available, and the recommendations from the review have been accepted by the MACE operational group and will be added to the overarching MACE action plan. Nurturing professional curiosity and challenge are fundamental aspects of working together to keep children and young people safe. The NYSCP has produced new practice guidance around professional curiosity. This is designed to raise an awareness of the need for respectful uncertainty and help practitioners with the signs of when a parent or carer may be using disguised compliance and advise where and how to access help and services. For more information, visit the link on the screen. The UK Government has launched a campaign to help parents and carers spot the signs of sexual abuse and also help keep children safe, which is entitled Stop Abuse Together. The campaign is supported by the Internet Watch Foundation, and parents and carers are urged to spot the dangers to their children online. The Internet Watch Foundation have identified a 3-fold increase in imagery showing 7 to 10-year-olds who have been targeted and groomed by internet predators, and warn that devices can be an open door for sex predators to access children alone and in their bedrooms. For more information, visit the link on the screen. The Children's Society have provided professional guidance around the appropriate use of language towards children and young people at risk of experiencing exploitation. The new guidance includes support for professionals around non-victim blaming language across a range of terms often associated with describing children at risk of both child sexual and criminal exploitation. This guide is available from the link below, and links to the previous article discussed under the MACE. A number of new policies and procedures have been updated and are now available online. All of these can be seen here and are accessible from our website. A private fostering arrangement is when someone other than a parent or a close relative cares for a child for 28 days or more. It applies only to children under 16 or under 18 if they are disabled. Another definition is if a child is intending to remain in a residential setting outside of term time for more than 14 days, this also becomes a private fostering arrangement. In our latest podcast, we speak to Jess Marquardt, who's the Group Manager for Access and Multiple Vulnerabilities, to discuss why do you need to be aware of private fostering and what you need to do if you become aware of an arrangement. You can listen to this on most of the regular podcast places or available from our Anchor site. The Partnership Information Sharing Form gives professionals a safe way to share information with North Yorkshire Police. Information can be shared for a variety of reasons. This could be information that's concerning about an incident, some observations of any suspicious activity, or if you have an unusual exchange between someone, or something that makes a professional feel uncomfortable. This is not the same as making a referral to children's social care, and this information is to be shared directly with the police. For more information, we have a 1-minute guide, and you can download the partnership information sharing form from our website. We have a number of upcoming masterclasses coming very shortly. Our April one is about reducing parental conflict. The May masterclass is looking at working with Gypsy, Roma and traveller communities. A booking link will be available soon. And then in June we will be looking at Be Aware and the Professional Development Programme. For more information, visit our website at the link below. And please ask that on completion of a masterclass and other courses that you provide feedback via the NYES link that will be sent to you after the session. If you've been unable to watch one of our masterclasses or certain other events, our YouTube channel is a great resource for information. We have information aimed at online learning, information for people working with children and young people, information for children and young people themselves, and also information for parents and carers. Please visit our channel at the link on the screen. It is a very complicated link at the moment, and we would ask that people like and particularly subscribe to our channel in order for us to reach the threshold so that we can actually name it. Also, if you click the bell icon on the YouTube channel, then you will get an email notification to say when we add any new content. The NYSCP produces a podcast aimed at safeguarding children. You can subscribe for free to the podcast on major platforms like Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Republic Radio and Spotify. We're also looking to include other providers such as iTunes in the future. You can also go directly to our podcast webpage, which is on Anchor FM / North Yorkshire Safeguarding Children Partnership. The link is on the screen. This slide provides all of the details of the key links that you will need for the partnership. We have our Contact Us page, our website, which is safeguardingchildren.co.uk. You can follow us on Twitter at NYSCP1. You can also join our Facebook group, which is also called NYSCP1, our YouTube channel, our Instagram page, and also the link directly for our podcast. Thank you for listening.
If you would like more information about the local safeguarding partnerships, please see the contact details below for the chairs and business support of each LSP. You can also find more information about the LSPs, including the terms of reference and copies of the quarterly updates from the partnerships and board, at the link on the slide below. Thank you.